Hey, what's going on, you guys? Brian Lansing with Mic Drop Entertainment. Hey, I wanted to take a couple minutes and just talk about 3 must-haves that you need for your next virtual event. 3 things that will really help shape and help take your virtual event to the next level. Let's do this. First thing you can do is make sure that your meetings, make sure that your events are engaging. I'm not a big country fan, but I do like Garth Brooks. And back in 2014, I had the opportunity to go see him in concert here in Minneapolis at the Target Center. And his show was phenomenal. He's incredibly engaging. He takes time to interact and talk with his fans, and he just pulls you in and almost makes you feel like he's talking right to you. With the virtual world and doing events and meetings in that space, it's easy for people to get distracted, right? They're on their computers, they're on their laptops, their phones, they can be checking their social media, they can be looking at their calendar, their emails, they can be shopping on Amazon, they can be doing a variety of different things other than listening to you. And so one of the things we have to make sure that we're doing is being engaging and interacting with people that are on the meeting. Now, there's a few different ways that we can do this. Number one, I think having music really kind of helps to set the tone. If it's a bigger meeting, consider having a DJ. You know, we do this all the time in the live event space. We have a DJ that can talk, that can interact with people, that can play requests, and that makes sure that the music is really relevant to your audience. Second thing you can do, games. We like to do a lot of trivias, Family Feud, Jeopardy, but that's a great way to get people to interact and engage. Scavenger hunts are another great option that you can do. The key is you want to make sure that people are engaging with you. Nobody wants to be a part of that meeting where somebody is just talking at them the whole time. It's boring. Second thing we can do is make sure that you have the right technology. When it comes to live events, right, we have big sound systems, we have lights, microphones, stages, all these different things. And it's to make sure that the event, to enhance the event. It's pretty similar in the virtual space as well. We want to make sure that we have the right technology to make sure that the event looks great and it's not just somebody on their iPhone looking like this, right? We want to make sure that it looks really good. So a couple of things that we can have for technology is number one is a good internet connection. I really recommend even more than high-speed wireless because we have, Comcast, but that still will drop out, still has issues, connectivity problems, is hardwired internet, all right? If you can get a hardwired connection, that's gonna be the best, that's gonna be your safest bet. Another thing you want is lighting. Make sure that you're not in a dim lit place. I did a meeting once and it looked like one of the people in the call was sitting in the closet and it was actually a little bit creepy. So you just want to make sure that you have a really well lit space. Another thing you want to make sure that you have in terms of technology is that you have some type of external microphone. Whether it's a lapel or a USB microphone, you want to make sure that you have some type of external microphone. The audio on computers and phones just isn't quite good enough to do these meetings. You're gonna get a lot of echo, you're gonna get a lot of background noise, feedback, you're gonna pick up the dog barking, the baby crying, the neighbor mowing the lawn. So having an external microphone, I recommend, I think the Blue Yeti is a great option. You can get them on Amazon, so check those out. Again, having a microphone is going to be, to make a world of difference when you're running these meetings. Lastly, if you're running a bigger meeting and you want to make sure that it's really well produced, I highly recommend having some type of tech who is running everything in the background. They're running that Zoom call or Microsoft Teams call. They're taking care of all the videos and slides and transitions and making sure that everything really flows. You don't want the presenter, the speaker, the MC, you don't want that person to be fiddling around trying to get their slide or their video to play. It's just not a good look, it's not a good flow. So make sure you have some type of tech person who can be running the call on the back end. Third thing that you need to do, third must have for your virtual event is to prepare, preparation. I'm an Eagle Scout. And this was drilled into me. Be prepared, be prepared, be prepared, right? That was our motto. And we know this in live events, right? We spend months planning and making sure that everything is ready to go. But for some reason, when it comes to the virtual world, we think we can just jump in and wing it. Not so. Not the case. I'll encourage you, again, if you want to make sure that your event is going to be great, take time to prepare. Write out the timeline. Who's doing what? Who's speaking? Who's transitioning? Do you have a speaker? Do you have a host? Do you have a DJ? Do you have somebody who's running the game show? Make sure that you have all these things ready to go, scheduled out. Then do a practice run through. Don't let the day of the event be the first time that you run through everything. Same in a live event. You run through everything prior, you do a quick rehearsal. You want to do the same with the virtual event, especially when you're using this newer technology and you want to make sure that the platform works, that people have their mic turned on, that they're not muting themselves, right? We've all been to those meetings and someone starts talking and their microphone is muted, right? And we're all trying to tell them, hey, your mic is muted, right? And it's because people don't practice. They just jump right into it. So do a practice run through. And then the last thing is make sure your guests are well informed of the technology that they need to be using. Let them know what platform, whether it's Zoom or Microsoft Teams or Google Duo, whatever the platform is, let them know what they're going to be using, and also let them know what they need. If they need to be on a computer so that they can actually look at their phone for something else, make sure that they know that so they're not on their phone trying to go back and forth. So there you go, everybody. 3 must-haves to make sure your next virtual event is a success. Hey, if you have any questions, comments, feel free to drop them below. Otherwise, make sure you subscribe. Otherwise, reach out. We'd love to hear from you and what you're doing to make sure your virtual event is great. Catch you guys next time.